Davidson, I'm one of the lecturers, and before I start I have a big important announcement for anyone in the room who's drinking alcohol. Is anyone drinking alcohol? No. Yeah? Oh my god. Then I have a big important announcement for you. Last week I was reading this article in this magazine. Oh my god. I was reading all about the problems of alcohol, the awful things it does to your brain and your body, and I made up my mind right there and right then to completely give up reading. Anyway, I have 5 minutes to persuade you that lecturers can be funny. And actually, when I think about it, the best joke I ever heard in my life was from a lecturer. It wasn't even a joke, it was just a comment. This was an old lady when I was at university, so we're going back, 10, 12 years. Thank you. And this was an old lady. Well, actually, she seemed old at the time. She was probably about 45. Very strict, never smiled. And one day she was telling us, all the students, about an exam that we were sitting the next day. And she said, you've really got to all be there. I won't accept any excuses whatsoever. And this girl at the back put her hand up and said, yeah, miss, but what if I wake up with a terrible headache tomorrow? And she said, no, you still must come, just take an aspirin, come and sit the exam. Then another girl put her hand up and said, yeah, miss, but what if I wake up with a terrible cold? And she said, no, you must still come and sit the exam and then go and see a doctor. And then this little guy at the front, who's like the joker of the class, he put his hand up and said, miss, what if I wake up tomorrow morning in a state of total exhaustion after a night of intense sexual activity? And she said, no, you must still come and sit the exam. You just have to write with your other hand. Is that 5 minutes already? I just have time to tell you about my unusual hobby. Well, actually, I don't think it's unusual at all, but every time I tell people about it, they go all quiet on me, and then they look at me in a funny way, and then they just walk away. I think it's quite normal. I have the world's biggest collection of these things. No, don't get excited at the back of the room, it's not a condom. Although I do have a lot of condoms, and some of them stretch back quite a long way. I have, literally, the world's biggest collection of shower caps. I do. I travel a lot, and I'm always in hotels, you know, and I just think, well, what hobby can a man have who's always traveling? And so I collect these things. I have a whole room in my house with little boxes of shower caps. I'm going to put it on. Thank you. They're very useful things, shower caps. You know, if you're painting the ceiling and you've got some very drippy emulsion, you can protect your hair. You can protect your hair. Or, more importantly, ladies, one for the ladies, imagine you're going out on a big hot date and you've washed your hair and it's all washed and clean and conditioned and smelling nice, and then just before you go out you decide, ooh, I'd love to fry some sausages. You don't want to go on a big date smelling of sausages. How romantic is that? So, you put on the shower cap and your hair smells lovely when you go on your date. Of course, finally, it can be used as a contraceptive. And I would like to demonstrate that now. Any volunteers? Okay, I'll just do it myself. Ladies, this is one for the ladies. Imagine, it's one of those nights, you know, where you just want to go to sleep. It's been a rough day, and you just want to go straight to sleep. But he has other ideas. You can hear him in the bathroom, and he's brushing his teeth extra specially. He's putting on the aftershave, and you're thinking, oh my god, I just want to go to sleep. Well, just keep one of these under your pillow, and when he comes to bed, put it on your head, pull it right down and say, I'm tired! He won't come near you. He won't come near you. Believe me, it works every time I've tried it. I have one more thing. It's funny, in life, things come in threes. You always remember three things in your life. Your first job, your first car, and your first boyfriend or girlfriend. So, what's your first job called?
I was a waitress.
Oh, she was a waitress. Nice job, nice first job. What about your first car?
Ford Fiesta.
Oh, first, I've still got Ford Fiesta. That's incredible. What about your first girlfriend? What was her name?
Emily.
Emily? Emily? My first girlfriend was called Emily. Actually, she was my only girlfriend. Not Emily McLean, it's not the same one. No. Emily McLean, I still remember her to this day. My first girlfriend. We had our first kiss together, she was only 16. I was 42. No, I wasn't. I was 16 as well. You believe me, that's all.